Welcome back. You're watching Metro Morning with me, Nivedna Prabhu. Now, as everybody goes on to remember Ratan Tata, here are some special stories that we've compiled for you. Let's take a look. The story of Ratan Tata is that of a man whose leadership was defined not just by corporate success, but an extraordinary sense of humanity. From navigating his family through one of India's darkest days to leaving behind a legacy of compassion and generosity, Ratan Tata's impact goes far beyond business. As we reflect on key moments that shaped his life and his bond with people, here's a closer look at the Ratan that Mr. Tata was.
(26/11/2008). India's most iconic five-star hotel was sieged by armed terrorists from Pakistan, taking guests hostage and killing them at will. For the next 4 days, the chairperson of the Tata Group stayed outside the Taj Mahal Hotel, in touch with his staff and doing everything he could to take care of them and his guests. A month after the attacks, Ratan Tata reopened the hotel and even took financial care of his employees, including the street vendors outside it. No wonder then, his employees saw him as their god.
भगवान है मेरे लिए, इसके आगे कोई वर्ड नहीं है। भगवान है और मतलब पिता समान है, आशीर्वाद देते हैं और मेरा तकलीफ जो भी है थोड़ा बहुत उनको बताने से वो सॉल्यूशन भी देते थे।
But while Ratan Tata was God for his employees, he was also a savior for millions of his fellow countrymen during the COVID pandemic without their knowledge.
मुझे याद है जब कोविड की महामारी ने देश को इतने तकलीफ में डाला, तो रतन टाटा जी ने एक मिनट झिझक नहीं की, सीधा कहा कि टाटा ग्रुप 1500 करोड़ रुपए कोविड की लड़ाई के लिए सरकार के साथ जुड़ के खर्चा करेगा, जिसमें से 500 करोड़ रुपए उन्होंने सीधा एक दिन के अंदर चेक भेज दिया पीएम केयर्स में, जिससे कोविड की लड़ाई में भी हमारे हाथ मजबूत हुए।
Ratan Tata was rightly known as an industrialist with a heart. In 2022, he invested an undisclosed amount in a startup, Goodfellows, funded by Shantanu Naidu, which aimed to offer support services and companionship to India's elderly population. And then he spoke about his own loneliness.
You don't know what it's like to be lonely until you spend time alone, wishing for companionship.
But in his final years, Tata transcended the age barrier in striking a close personal friendship with Shantanu Naidu, who became his trusted aide and the youngest GM Tata had ever seen.
I would really appreciate it if you let me grieve peacefully. I would really appreciate it if you respected him. You would respect this also.
But the closest of Tata's friends were, of course, man's best friends. At Tata Group's Bombay house, stray dogs were always welcomed and even had a dedicated kennel. His dog was at the funeral today, In fact, his love for dogs came even before royal accolades.
It's not about what Ratan Tata achieved in business, that you and I know. But the man was something else, whether it was his staff, whether it was his dogs. I've often said this about how he refused an invitation by King Charles, then Prince Charles, to go to Buckingham Palace to receive a lifetime achievement because Tito, one of his dogs, was unwell. That shows you character.
There are many ways and reasons to remember the man that Ratan Tata was. But perhaps the best way to say goodbye to this gem of a person is simply to say, Ratan Tata, travel well.
From revolutionizing how India drives to bringing the Maharaja of the skies back home, Ratan Tata's legacy goes beyond boardrooms and bottom lines. His journey is one driven by a relentless passion for safety, innovation, and national pride. Here's a closer look at how one man's vision transformed both the roads and skies of our nation.
Ratan Tata was a businessman, but his business was about more than making money. It was about ensuring that his fellow countrymen lived better lives and travelled better too. Perhaps his biggest legacy, therefore, lies in the Indian automotive industry. In 1998, the Tata Indica made its debut at the Auto Expo. It was part of Ratan Tata's vision for a small and affordable car made by Indians, for Indians, and in India. With the innovative tagline, "More car per car," the Indica marked a revolution for Tata Motors with its unique design, practicality, space, and aggressive pricing. But the Indica was just the beginning. Ratan Tata's ultimate dream was to ensure that no Indian family would have to risk their lives by traveling on two-wheelers, exposed to the dangers of traffic and weather.
Today's story started some years ago when I observed families riding on two-wheelers. The father driving a scooter, his young kids standing in front of him, his wife sitting behind him holding a baby. And I asked myself whether one could conceive of a safe, affordable, all-weather form of transport for such a family. A vehicle that could be affordable and low cost enough to be within everyone's reach. A people's car.
This vision culminated in the Tata Nano, a feat of engineering, design, and affordability. This cute and smart car made global headlines in 2008 for being the cheapest in the world. Unfortunately, India's image-conscious market rejected the Nano. Few wanted to be seen driving a cheap car. Ratan Tata soon realized that while Indians were economical with their money, they were not with their dignity. In a moment that filled 1 billion Indians with pride, Tata Motors acquired the iconic British brands Jaguar and Land Rover in 2009. This sent a clear message. Sitting in a Tata car meant being a part of a truly global name. Yet Ratan Tata did not give up on his mission to make Indian roads safer. At a time when most Indian car manufacturers prioritized lighter, more fuel-efficient cars, Tata shifted the focus to safety. In 2018, the Tata Nexon became the first car to be awarded 5 stars for passenger safety in the global NCAP crash tests, the first of many Tata cars to earn this distinction. If today's safety ratings are a key factor in Indian car buying decisions, the credit goes to Tata Motors. Ratan Tata's vision extended beyond roadways. He also sought to transform how Indians flew. Inspired by the legendary J.R.D. Tata's commitment to quality and customer service in the original Air India, Ratan Tata sought to emulate his idol. The result was Vistara, a joint venture with Singapore Airlines launched in 2013. Vistara redefined aviation India, focusing on class, quality, and passenger satisfaction, shifting the narrative away from low-cost carriers. While Vistara became the spiritual successor to JRD's Air India, Ratan Tata still longed to bring the